Hello guys, welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. There is a message that was forwarded to me by one of our admins. Strange things do happen in this world. The message reads like this. Hello brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my story as hidden identity? I am a South African woman and I have come to your platform looking for any kind of help that I can get on your platform. I have tried running around and I have never been able to get the solution that I am looking for. The only people that I have come across, either if they are from South Africa or from Zim or even as far as Mozambique, they have all tried to take advantage of me. During the first time when I'll be consulting with them, it will be like they want to assist me, but as time goes on, then they will say that please send me your pictures. After I have sent them my pictures, then they will start to tell me that they are in love with me, and if I can fall in love with that healer or a prophet that I'll be consulting with, then all of my problems will go away. There was this other man. The man, he is from Zim. I'm just scared to expose his name because he just stays almost close to the place where I stay, but he is staying at the location. So this man, he is always on TikTok giving people prophecies. When I saw that he is in the same province where I am staying here in South Africa, I then tried reaching out to him. After I had reached out to him, at first I had just created a fake account. Then he gave me his WhatsApp number. When I started speaking with him on WhatsApp, when he knew that I was a South African woman, then I saw that everything just changed. The way that he was speaking with me, it all changed, and he then said that I should send him my pictures. After I had sent him 2 of my pictures, he started proposing love to me, and he told me that he was in love with me, and the kind of a problem that I was facing, it was only him who could assist me. Since I was very desperate, me and that man, we started speaking a lot, but I then blocked him because he had told me that I was supposed to send him some of my nude pictures. He said that he wanted to see my private part, and he said that if I had sent him a nude picture of myself, like a private, that picture that had my private parts, he was then going to pray for my private parts and everything was going to be okay. So when I saw that this man, he was trying to use me, I then blocked him, and I have been running around, brother Nashi, but I can't find any solution. The closest time that I have come to find a solution in the area where I am staying, right next door to me, there is this other woman. This woman, she is from Zim. She is working as a maid to my next door neighbor. I even approached her, and when I approached her, I then told her my secret. She then brought her sister who was staying in the location. When she brought her to my house, she told me that this sister of hers, she is a prophet, like one of those prophets from Zim, those ones that wear the white garments. After speaking with that woman's sister, she also confirmed that when we were having that prayer session in my house, she had seen a vision, and in the vision she had seen that there was something that my husband did to me. And then she said that for all of these charms that were done on my body, for them to be broken, I have to confess and to come clean to my husband. I have to tell my husband everything that happened so that the charms that he put on my body can be broken. And if I do not reveal all of my secrets and confess to my husband, then in the end, it's either I am going to get so sick that no hospital will be able to cure me, but I am afraid to tell my husband, because the moment that I will tell my husband, then he is going to know that all along I have been cheating on him. So me cheating on my husband, it is not because I do not love my husband or what, but it just happened because of the situation that I was facing in my marriage. I thought that I was strong enough, but my brother, I then saw that I was too weak to get used to what my husband is facing. I met my husband when I was in university. My husband was a professor at the university where I was studying when I was still in university. I didn't date him as such, but me and my husband, we were such good friends. We used to talk a lot. Then I returned back home. At that time when I returned back home, I still remember that this professor, he was dating this other lady. When he was dating this lady, the lady was someone who didn't respect him at all. That lady, she was so irritating with the way that she was very toxic and disrespectful to that man whom I was friends with. So I always felt so sorry for him, and when I had moved back home, he then kept on speaking with me over the phone, and we were like good friends. Sometimes he would just call late and he would just check up on me until one day he asked me, why was it that each and every time that you would call me late at night, I was always available to speak with him? So at first I was not open enough with him. I then lied to him that when you call me, I'll be busy doing other stuff. And he said, what kind of stuff will you be busy doing at around maybe midnight or 1 a.m.? Because that is the time that this professor used to call me. He used to call me around 3 a.m. or around midnight, until I finally told him that ever since I had been in university, I had never dated anyone. Because the last time that I had dated anyone, when I was still in matric, he asked me why was it that for so many years I had never dated any guy. That was when I told him that I was feeling like I was not ready to date anyone because of some complications that I had faced in my relationship soon after I had finished writing my matric exams. So I was not ready to be in a relationship with any guy, because the guy that I was dating, the guy, he had died in a very terrible car accident. And when he died, I felt so bitter and I felt so hurt. I didn't want to get to love someone, because this guy that I was in love with since I was in high school, even though he was just a little bit older than I was, the age gap that was between me and him, it was just 4 years. We were in love, and when he died like that, when he died without me getting the chance to say goodbye to him, I just couldn't get over him. And he was like, serious, and I said yes. He then started telling me his own story, so much that I wanted to cry. He said that the woman, that same lady that he was dating when I was still in university, that lady, she was a woman who was very disrespectful and very toxic, and he had decided that it was far much better to end the relationship with that woman. I then asked him and I said, if you are going to end the relationship with her, then what is going to happen to you? What are you going to do? That was when he told me that he had fallen in love with me when I had came and I had attended his first lectures when I started attending at that same university. And when he looked at me from the very first day, he saw that I was someone whom he could date. That was why he had developed that friendship that was between me and him. And that was why he kept on speaking with me, because he had feelings for me and he was so fond of me. My brother, when he told me this story, I told him that I was going to think about it, because this dude, he was way older than I was. So at the time when he had proposed love to me, I had just turned 25 years old, and I was really ashamed to be dating such an older guy, because looking at him, he was really old like my father. And when he said that he loved me, he was 50 years because like now he is around 50, because like now he is around 56 years old and I am 30 years old. So when we started dating, it was really weird to me, but I gave him a lot of runarounds because I was not even sure what will people think of me when they will see me with such an older guy, and they'll say that maybe I am a gold digger. The guy is old enough to be my father, and people will be like, what are you doing with him? So I started giving him a lot of runarounds until I told my friends. And when I told my friend about this guy, my friend then encouraged me and he said that take him, at least he is going to leave some benefits for you when he dies. This is the idea that my friend gave to me. She said that once you get married to him, make sure that you quickly process everything in such a way that when he dies, you are going to benefit, because this guy is old anyway and he is not a South African by birth. He is a foreign national. So it is like he doesn't have a family, because like the time that he has spent here in South Africa, it has been a very long time. So my friend said that it will be to your own advantage if you date this guy, and worse, if you date him and if you give him a child, then everything will work in your favor. That was how I managed to start dating this older guy. When I told him that it was okay, we could start dating, he was really happy and excited. So he used to come to my place from day one that I told him that I had also fallen in love with him. But during the first days of our relationship, I was just pretending. But with time, I grew to love him. He just came straight to my place and he said that he wanted to speak with my mom, and they had a chat, and he told my mom that his intentions were not to date me just for dating me, but his intentions was to get married to me. And my mom was happy because he is a man who is financially stable. So quickly, Brother Nashi, I then got married to my current husband. When I got married to him, then I had only one child. This is the only child that we have. This was after 1 year when we had started staying together. But from the very first time, Brother Nashi, that this man took me to bed, I saw that everything was not going according to plan. I had never expected that his manhood was going to be like that. When I started touching him, I then saw that Brother Nashi, his manhood, it was so lazy. He didn't want to do anything. I tried like touching him for about 30 minutes, just kissing the guy, doing all the crazy things, going an extra mile trying to please him. I thought that maybe the moment that this guy would set his eyes on me when I was fully naked, then it was going to make him to have a lot of feelings for me. But no matter how hard I tried, Brother Nashi, this manhood, Brother Nashi, it was really lazy. It just didn't want to go. It was not doing anything. And when I was speaking with him, he was saying that he had so much desire for me, but I was doubting it, because I said, if you have so much desire for me, then why is it that your manhood is not doing anything? Then he started saying that it is not doing anything because of my old age, but right now I am lusting after your body. He then said that he was going to get it fixed. He kept on giving me a lot of excuses, and he said that since he was involved in a toxic relationship, that woman that he was dating had destroyed his feelings. I said, it is okay, fine, just get it fixed as soon as possible. The man, my brother, started drinking a lot of herbal mixes, but nothing was working out. I even tried speaking with my friend, and I told my friend that I cannot do this anymore, Chomi, because the way that we are doing it, it is like I don't feel anything anymore for this guy. But my friend just said, stay in this marriage for your own benefit. These days, men, they do not marry women, especially us young women. You know that they will just sleep with you and they will dump you. So just stay in this marriage. So my brother, that was how I was able to convince myself to stay in this marriage until I had fallen pregnant for my husband. But when I had fallen pregnant for my husband, the desire to have sexual intercourse, it was just too much because the hormones were just like on 100%. And there were many days that I felt that I needed to be with a man. And unfortunately, my brother, I could not be with a man in bed because of my husband's situation. So when all of this was happening, there was this other guy who used to work at the internet cafe in town. So that guy, he was the one who used to download some series for me that I used to love watching when I was pregnant. So me and him, we were like close because we came from the same kasi. So that was how me and that guy started dating. We started by flirting with each other until we started dating when I was pregnant like that. But the thing that happened, Brother Nashi, I don't even know. You know, when you want to tell people your story, there are some things whereby you don't even know where to start. So me and this guy, when we were dating, like when I was still pregnant, we then booked a place where we were supposed to go. I went to that internet cafe. When I went there, I picked him up with the same car that my husband had bought for me as a present. So when I had picked up my guy, we went to this other place where he had said that he had heard that there was a nice lodge there. It was just a private guest house. We went there, Brother Nashi, and we booked a room and we got into the room. But when we got into the room, when I was all naked, and by the way, Brother Nashi, when we got into bed, then that guy that I was dating, he then started saying, "Where is this smell coming from?" I said, "What smell? What are you talking about?" I didn't even expect that this guy was going to say that I am smelly, because at that time when he said that, "Where is this smell coming from?" he was right there on top of me, and he got off the bed. Then he started wearing his clothes, and he then said that there is a foul smell that is coming out of your body. And he said that he can't take it anymore. And after he had dressed himself, I then told him to wait for me so that I can take him back to the internet cafe. And he said, "No, just stay here. Please let me go." That was how our relationship. He then ended up telling my friend that I was someone who had a nasty smell. And my friend asked me what was going on with me. Why was I producing such a foul smell, just like as that guy had told her, because she knew about that secret relationship. But when she asked me, I could not even explain. I didn't even understand what was going on with my body, because that foul smell, I couldn't even smell it. So as time went on, I kept on noticing that each and every guy that I would be dating, the guy will just start complaining by the time that we would want to have intercourse. The guy will just start complaining and say that there is a smell that will be coming out of my body. And this thing, it happened 3 times, Brother Nashi. When it happened, then the 3rd time, me and this other guy, we were in bed. But this guy, Brother Nashi, that I was dating, he was from Zim. So since I had heard that guys from Zim, they know a lot of Juju and charms like that, I had chosen to date a guy from Zim, thinking that maybe I would see that. I just wanted to see what was going to happen. When I started dating that guy, when we were in bed, that same thing happened. But this guy, I saw it on his face that there was a nasty smell that he was smelling, but he didn't want to show me what was happening. He kept on trying to have intercourse with me until he said that, "Oh, what is going on?" He said, "I can see smoke." I said, "What? What smoke are you talking about?" He then said that, "I can see smoke that is coming from inside of your private parts." When he said that there was smoke that was coming out of my private parts, we then switched on the light, because at that time we were only using the TV that was in that guest house, because me and that guy, we spent the whole night together. So we had switched off the light. We were just using the light coming from the TV. After we had switched on the light, the guy tried again making love to me. and he said that he was seeing that there was smoke that was coming out of my private parts. Then he said that he cannot sleep with me because this was like a sign. He said it is a sign. At that time, this guy didn't even blame me because he had never thought that maybe this thing was being caused by my husband. This guy, he was a married guy, and he kept on telling me that he thought that this thing was being caused by his wife. She was the one who was behind all of this because they had an incident where he had been caught cheating on his wife. So his wife was always suspicious. I didn't even tell him that being with him, it was just an experiment, wanting to see what will happen when I would sleep with him. So me and that guy, throughout the night, we felt to make love. So my brother, all of these years, I have dated all of these guys that I have dated, and all of them, no matter how hard they have tried sleeping with me, but all of them, they have failed. Ever since I have gotten married to my husband, he is the only man who has successfully penetrated my private parts. Any guy that I try to date, any guy that tries to sleep with me, there is just something, a bad energy that will just happen between me and that guy by the time that we would want to sleep with each other. The moment that the guy would try to penetrate me, something out of the ordinary will just happen. That was when I finally spoke with that woman who is from Zim, who works next door to my place. She is a maid there. I spoke with her. She then spoke with her sister, and we had a prayer session in my house. Then her sister told me that she cannot unlock the charm unless if I tell my husband and if I confess to my husband. But the problem now is, how do I tell my husband that I have seen that there are some charms that he used on me? How am I going to tell him? Because he will say that, how did you find out that I have used some charms on you? I am afraid that if he knows that I have cheated on him, I am going to lose everything. You know, like the benefits that I have already gotten, like me being married to him and me giving him a child. I know that I have successfully secured the future of my child, and my future is also secured. But this thing, it is always troubling me. I don't know how to tell him, Brother Nashi, I am a woman who just walks around, and when I walk around, I am always hungry for sex because I am not getting it. Sometimes me and my husband, we can even last for the whole year without ever touching each other, or without him trying to have intercourse with me, because he knows that his manhood is just useless anyway. My husband doesn't even touch me, because last time when he tried touching me, I asked him what is the purpose of him touching me when he know that he cannot do anything for me. We only do it, you know, like when he wants to do it, you will see that he wants to do it, but physically he cannot do it anymore. So I have come here on your platform looking for help. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was forwarded to me by one of our admins. Strange things do happen in this world.